minutes, yeah. So maybe 10 minutes of just messing around. I'm going to create a game lab thing, right? And we have our good old friend, the ellipse, right? Variables demo, right? Let's make a circle. Ta-da! There's my circle, right? And each time I want to change my circle. So I'm going to use a variable to help me represent that change. X right now, let's start it maybe at 200, okay? And now I can use X like over here, right? Maybe just there for now, okay? I reset and run. That's the same exact circle, right? We can then do some more interesting things. After we draw it, let us update it, okay? Let's add 1. And we reset and run, it moves, right? You're complaining about size, okay. We can make it smaller, right? We'll make it half as big, right? And now we have, okay, that's neat. I have a circle that moves. And then where I picked up yesterday, okay, maybe I don't want the things to show afterwards, and it just becomes like a giant paintbrush. Well, add in a background, delete the stuff that came before it, and now you have a slow moving circle, right? Imagine the flip book, the cloud, and the girl that blasted away with rainbows, okay? So far, so good. But we can do more interesting behavior, right? Notice down here, this is a key line, x equals x plus 1. That's an updating step. You can add on a different number, right? Let's add on 5 instead and think about what would happen. It's probably going to move faster, and like, whoop, yes it does. Maybe I wanted to move it by like 50, okay? You can do that too. Whoop. Super fast, right? 50 pixels each time. Shoom, shoom, right? You can even, like, try this out. Maybe I want to multiply it by something, right? Let's multiply that by 2 each time, right? Get some exponential growth. Right, way too fast. Maybe I want to slow it down. Multiply it by 0 and 1/2. Oh, that's going to be weird. Right? Interesting. Right, some kind of lag or delay happens. Right? That's all possible. And now, let's say you don't want just your circle to move like left. Maybe you want it to move right. Well, then you could subtract things away. Reset, run, whoop, and then go slowly to the left. You're not satisfied. You want to do more interesting things. Well, you don't have to just use one variable. If you want to control more behavior, right? Think about variables. They should have one job each. Drag another one in. Let's call this one y. This variable's job is control the y coordinates. Maybe you'll start somewhere else, and then we can use it down here, right? And then my circle's y coordinate changes. Now it's up there. Neat. Maybe now I want my y coordinate to change, like I want you to go the other way, right? Y equals y plus 1. And think about what's going to happen to the output, right? X, you're going left. Y plus 1, you're going down the page. Remember, 0 starts in the upper left-hand corner, so y grows down positively. So you go down and left at the same time. Reset, run. Ooh, diagonal movements. Neat. And anytime you see a number, you can use a variable in place of it. Let's vary our size, too. So why don't we create a new variable, call this size, right? Or maybe just the width, okay? Width. Make that some number. I'll start it very small, okay? Let's have width be here. Okay, very narrow. And again, you can update it and do some more interesting things. Width equals width. Let's have it grow bigger. So I'm going to multiply it by maybe 1.1. Okay, reset and run. Shoo. Okay. And now it's like pretty much rectangle, but that looked neat at the beginning, right? Whoop. Whoop. Okay. So you're learning more and more behaviors that you can change. Color can be changed, position can be changed. Have fun with it. You can change length and width differently. You can use different variables. Let me show you one example of an if statement, okay? Maybe you don't want it to always go to the end of the page. The first behavior I introduce is a reset. So based on these coordinates, you know where the bottom of the page is. If you forgot, you can click Show Grid. It's whatever your height is. Like, let's say when it gets to 400 for the y coordinate, I want you to go back to the top of the screen so it looks like an animation or constantly in loop. Okay, that's the new behavior. You got to use a new block. You got to use the if block. So we'll drag that over, and now we'll code in those conditions. If your y is bigger than 400, okay, so in computer science talk, in code, that's what it looks like. In human talk, we would probably say when the circle moves past the bottom of the screen, okay, and it got cut off. Okay, when the circle moves past the bottom of the screen, then you do something special. You want your y variable to go back to where it started. In this case, it was 100. We can make it go to the very top. Let's start it at 0. And let's see what happens now. Whoop. And then notice it's the center of your circle, so there's a slight delay, and then it goes da-da. I don't like the size right now, so I want that to also reset. Width, I want you to go back to being 1. Watch the names. As I'm dealing with more and more variables, their behaviors, there are certain things, right? Really wide circle that's still growing off the screen. I reset to the top. I turn Y. I also change width, right? I also reset width. It's very small right now. There it is. And notice its x-coordinate also changed, so it's very much off the screen, which is why I didn't see it. So maybe I drag this one back in. Go back to somewhere in the middle so I can actually see you. 200. And then this should match the starter code that I gave. Whoop. And then it should show up in the middle, right? And then we can start again. One more time. Okay. Well, that's my demo. This is what's possible. You can definitely find out more interesting behaviors. You still got another day to work on it. There is something I should show you because I left off some practice quiz questions. In the course lessons, I really like the daisy problem that's present here. So you're going to see something related to that in your quiz tomorrow. So let me show you while some of you are still listening. Okay, lesson number 4. It's somewhere here, I think. Variables, right? One of these things has you make a daisy. Not so much the sprites. Creating things, So definitely look over these code.org lessons. There's one daisy problem that makes use of symmetry that I'm trying to find again. Anyone know which one that is? It's been a while for me. Thanks, Leo. So like this one, right? The eyes are slightly different, right? You may see that idea. Right? Each time I reset and run, one eye gets bigger. Maybe lesson 6? But scroll through that. I had it somewhere and it slips my mind. Definitely look that over. You'll see it again. Also, in replacement of a practice quiz question, there will be one where I ask you to look at the documentation, probably with a function you haven't used before. So be aware that this stuff is all useful. Like, let's say I didn't know how to use the ellipse function. So I click here. I'm going to copy and paste something like this that shows you how the function works. Okay? And you try to read this and then code for the first time an ellipse, right? That's also going to be on your quiz. That's all.